Certainly since the global financial crisis hit, consumers in Western Europe particularly have really moved out of private label. Private label sales have been flat, certainly in tissue products, but in hygiene, private label sales have been declining. And certainly in 2010, when the economy rebounded, tissue and hygiene sales rebounded also. Private label sales have been really lackluster and really underperformed compared to the category as a whole. So I want to really concentrate on hygiene at the moment, because hygiene's got real parallels to other industries that we cover. So certainly home care, beauty and personal care have both seen similar trends where consumers have been sort of persuaded not to go into private label and stay with brands. So I want to look at some of the reasons why consumers have stayed with brands. And one of the main reasons is because manufacturers have really upped their game recently. They've really invested in new product development. They've really invested in advertising and promotions. Pricing's also been really important. You know, we've seen raw material prices rising on the whole globally. Manufacturers have been able to convince consumers that purchasing branded products is a really good investment of their own money, in terms of they're not wasting money on products which are perhaps less sophisticated, won't do the job quite as well as their own products. Also, where we've seen branded products have to increase prices, this has also been true of private label products, as raw material prices have inflated average prices, certainly across North America and again in Western Europe. So we've seen that branded products have managed to convince consumers that it's still a good investment, even though prices are generally rising. So this differentiation continues. I would say pricing has also been really key in Western Europe, where we've seen like huge volumes being sold, especially in key product categories such as nappies, diapers and pants. In the UK, for example, consumers can commonly buy Huggies mega packs, which is really pushing down unit prices. And say a consumer in the UK might purchase a gigapack by Huggies, usually retails it at £0.8, which is 8 pence per unit. And this is pretty much half the price as you would pay for a private label product. So manufacturers not only are giving consumers all these added features, all these added benefits, they're being competitively priced, but also they're offering large pack sizes, which are really going down with consumers who are sort of cash strapped and looking to make savings where they can, but not compromising on quality. I would also say that the internet has also been a real boon to the private to branded manufacturers rather than private label. We've seen consumers in China purchasing branded Japanese nappies, diapers and pants from abroad, simply because they have apprehension about the relative quality of nappies, diapers, pants in the Chinese market. We've also seen in North America, we've seen Amazon purchase Quidsy, which is the parent of diapers.com, which predominantly sells branded nappies over the internet, and consumers are increasingly interested in using the internet channel as a means to purchase nappies, diapers and pants. Where's the future? Well, we're certainly going to see this category expanding. If we look at South Korea, which is certainly one of the most connected countries in the world in terms of high-speed internet access, we see that whole 40% of nappies, diapers and pants sales go through the internet channel. So we expect to see huge growth continuing through the rest of the developed world through the internet channel, which is certainly likely to underpin further solid performance by regular branded nappy products over private label. Certainly, one of the keys to private labels underperformance has been that emerging markets still continue to have a very limited range of private label products. It's growing rapidly. I think one of the key trends we've seen is that the German model of hard discount retailing, which favours a great deal of private label in the product mix, that style of retailing has really struggled to take hold or expand in the western part of Europe, but has really expanded down perhaps the line of least resistance through Eastern Europe. So we're seeing like countries like Poland, Russia, really expanding in terms of private label. This has also been seen in countries like Brazil, where companies like Walmart and also Carrefour have moved into Latin America, introduced their own retail models, which includes a private label sort of section to the products they're selling. And we've seen sort of rapid growth, but still very, very small numbers in terms of volume compared to the more developed markets. India is also in rapid growth for private label, and we've seen a real great push by retailers in India to try and really establish private label. Certainly the emerging market doesn't come without any risks. There's the opportunity for consumers to really jump maybe say almost an era of retail development and go straight into buying private label because, again, foreign national countries are moving into these markets, investing heavily on modern retail developments. Certainly retailers and private label manufacturers certainly got a great opportunity now to really ramp up their ambitions in developing countries and really establish themselves as a major force in retail. So branded manufacturers need to be aware of this, continue to innovate, continue to develop in the same way as they have done in Western European markets in order to sort of push back the future threat of private label developing more rapidly in the developing and emerging markets.